College football fans, let's talk about the latest college football playoff rankings because they've stirred up a serious debate. The big headline: 3 two-loss teams made it into the top 10. We've got Oklahoma at number 8, Notre Dame at 9, and Alabama rounding it out at number 10. Now, this is where it gets spicy. A lot of people are looking at this list and scratching their heads, arguing that Alabama's resume is way stronger than Notre Dame's. And honestly, when you look at the numbers, they might have a point. Let's break down the resumes, shall we? Alabama has racked up some impressive victories against 4 teams currently in the CFP rankings. They've beaten number 4 Georgia, number 14 Vanderbilt, number 20 Tennessee, and number 22 Missouri. That's a strong list of wins. Now, compare that to Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish are just 1-2 against ranked opponents. Their single-ranked win was a solid 34-24 victory over number 15 USC back in October. But, and this is a big but, they started their season with 2 straight losses to number 13 Miami and number 3 Texas A&M. So, looking at it purely from a who have you beaten perspective, you can see why the pro-Alabama crowd is so vocal. On paper it looks like a clear-cut case for the Crimson Tide to be ranked higher. So, what's the committee thinking? Why would they put Notre Dame ahead of Alabama? Well, ESPN's Booger McFarland shared some insight on SportsCenter that sheds a little light on their logic. He believes the committee is looking at these teams in a fundamentally different way. McFarland said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "I think the fact that they both have 2 losses lets you know that the committee views Notre Dame as the better team right now. This isn't just about the past, it's about the present. It's about who is playing the best football at this very moment." According to McFarland, Notre Dame is simply the hotter team. Think about their journey. They stumbled out of the gate, losing their first 2 games. That's a tough spot to be in for any program with championship aspirations. But since then, they've completely flipped the script, rattling off 8 consecutive wins. That's momentum. That's a team that has found its identity and is firing on all cylinders. When you watch them play, you see a certain physicality that's hard to ignore. McFarland pointed out that they arguably have the best running back duo in the country, with Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Their offensive line is a force to be reckoned with, creating huge holes for those backs. And the defense, it's big, it's physical, and they're not afraid to play man-to-man coverage on the outside, which shows a lot of confidence in their corners. And let's not forget the quarterback situation. Young quarterback C.J. Carr is really starting to find his rhythm. Early in the season, there were some growing pains, but now he's looking more poised, more confident, and is making the throws he needs to make. He's developing right before our eyes, and that progression is a huge factor in Notre Dame's recent success. When a young quarterback starts to get it, it elevates the entire offense. So, you've got a powerful running game, a stout defense, and a quarterback who is on the upswing. That's a dangerous combination heading into the final stretch of the season. McFarland's core argument is that the committee looked at these 2 teams in a vacuum. They saw 2 teams, both with 2 losses on their record, and asked themselves a simple question: who do we think is the better team right now? And in their estimation, the answer was the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It's a "what have you done for me lately" approach. And right now, Notre Dame's 8-game winning streak is speaking louder than Alabama's total body of work. It suggests the committee is prioritizing current form and momentum over the strength of schedule from weeks 1 and 2. But, and this is crucial to remember, this story is far from over. As McFarland also pointed out, this is an incomplete resume. We're still a couple of weeks away from the end of the regular season, and a lot can happen. The committee has the tough job of not just evaluating what's happened, but also trying to project what the final picture will look like. Let's look at the trajectories again. Both teams actually started their season with a loss, but the timing was different. Notre Dame's losses were back-to-back at the very beginning. Alabama, on the other hand, won its first 8 games before suffering a tough 23-21 home loss to Oklahoma just this past Saturday. So while Notre Dame is riding high on a winning streak, Alabama is dealing with a very recent, very painful defeat. Looking ahead, both Notre Dame and Alabama have unranked opponents for their final 2 regular season games. This means it's unlikely that their resumes will change drastically from just those games. The real game changer for Alabama will be the SEC championship. If they can get there and win it, that would be a massive, undeniable statement. A win in what is arguably the toughest conference championship game in the country could be the very thing that catapults them back over Notre Dame in the final, most important CFP rankings. So, while the Irish have the edge for now, the path is still there for the Tide. It's a fascinating situation that shows just how much goes into these rankings beyond simple wins and losses. It's about timing, momentum, and who you believe is playing the best football when it matters most. What do you guys think? Did the committee get it right? Is Notre Dame the better team right now, or is Alabama's resume being unfairly overlooked? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your take on this. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more college football analysis. We'll be tracking this all the way to the final selection. See you in the next one.